Friday the 11th of February, 1949. The Cotswold Sanatorium, Cranham, Gloucestershire. George Orwell. Or Eric Blair, whichever you like, really. Mostly it's George Orwell. It's usually only people who knew me before I started writing who still call me Eric. I prefer George Orwell. Never did like Eric. Reminding me of that awful book, Eric, or Little by Little. I used to read it to the other boys on field days for the OTC, the Officer Training Corps. Oh, slackness was de rigueur in the OTC at Eton. On field days, when we were supposed to be running about pretending to kill one another, we'd wait till we were out of sight and then all pile into a haystack. Come on, Eric, read Eric. And so I did my party piece, Eric, or Little by Little, on a field day, in a haystack, to a group of other slack bobs.
Hello, said Russell. It's 6:30. We must cut back as hard as we can. By the by, I hope the tide hasn't been coming in all this time. My goodness, said Montague, with a violent start. I'm afraid it has, though. What asses we have been. There's only one way for it, said Eric. If we're plucky, we can jump that, but we mustn't wait. We can but be a little hurt at the worst. Here, I'll set the example.
I think by now you'd be heartily sorry to hear that Eric was a practised and agile jumper, and he effected a safe landing with no worse harm than a
wetting up to the knees.
You see why I didn't care much for the name of Eric. This sanatorium is much more comfortable than the hospital was. You know, the routine is different. Oh, everyone was very kind there, of course, but there's a difference in the texture of life here. Well, the reason is obvious. It's private. That's with a capital P. I mean, one is paying one's own keep. I live in this so-called chalet with hot water, wash basin, bits of furniture, and a veranda. Everything's brought by hand here, none of those abominable trolleys. Not much noise of radios either. Most of the patients have headphones. The most persistent sound is the song of birds.